Good morning and welcome, students of Standard 10th. This is your third and final video. We have been going through the poetry The Tale of Custard the Dragon by Ogden Nash. This, you must remember, is a ballad, and we left where a pirate was about to intrude the White House where Belinda lived. Let's take it over from there. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. The poet describes the appearance of the pirate. He says that the pirate was holding handguns on both his hands and had a little sword too. He was holding his sword with his teeth. He had a black beard and one of his legs was made of wood. This means that thought the pirate was disabled person, but still he was frightening all the other characters. Moreover, he intended to harm them. Now let's go to the literary devices. Rhyme scheme, you know, the same. Now, there is alliteration. Beard was black, B. He held his, HH. Imagery, the image of pirate that has been created. Repetition, pistol, pistol, pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right. The word pistol has been repeated. Now it is followed by ninth stanza. Belinda paled and she cried, "Help, help!" But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and Little Mouse blinked strategically, mousehold. With all of them saw the pirate, they got frightened. Belinda was so frightened that she turned yellow due to fear and started crying for help. Mustard the dog started crying for help too. The kitten Ink ran down towards the bottom of the house, and if he had already planned for it, the mouse Ink ran into the little mouse hole in order to save himself. The devices. The literary devices include rhyming scheme, which you already know is the same so far. Transferred epithet. You know, when the emotion of one noun is transferred to another one. The terrified yelp. The yelp was not terrified, the cat was terrified. So the dog was terrified rather. So the emotion of dog has been transferred to the cry of the dog. Hence it's transferred epithet. Repetition, help, help is repetition. An inversion or poetic license as we call it. Use of the word mousehold. The word is mousehole, not mousehold. He has used the word mousehold to rhyme with household. Coming down to the 10th stanza now. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and jangling squirm, he went at a pirate like a robin at a worm. When all the other characters that were either defined as very brave got frightened, the dragon did the most unexpected thing. He jumped onto the pirate and made such a strong sound with his nose as if the engine was producing a sound. Not only this, he hit his tail on the ground with a great force that it produced heavy sound of metal being rubbed against each other in the underground prisons. He attacked the pirate just like a robin bird that attacks a worm. Right? Now this is the 10th stanza changed the entire narrative. Up to the 9th stanza, or before the 9th stanza we knew, let's say up to the 9th stanza we knew Belinda, Ink, Bling and Mustard were the brave ones. Custard was the one which was coward. And obviously they told stories about their valor and the guts they had, while the dragon preferred just having a nice safe place where he could rest peacefully, safely without any threat. And that's why he was made fun of by everybody in the household, including the pets and Belinda. They all made fun of our Custard. Now, in 10th stanza, the entire scene changes. When everybody had fled, post the pirate entering the house, It was the coward Custard which attacked the pirate straight away. And the example is given like robin attacks a worm. Robin is a bird, and birds generally feed on worms. The moment a robin is the quickest among the birds to catch the worm. Let's move to the devices. What happened? The devices. The rhyme scheme is AABB. Simile. Sound of a dragon is compared with sound of engine. Snorting like an engine. Snorting. The sound you make by through your nose, right? This is snorting. Clashed his tail like irons in a dungeon. Again, comparison. The tail hitting the ground, making a sound that iron makes in a dungeon. Dungeons are underground prisons, mostly under castles, and most dreaded criminals are kept there and heavily caged. So there are irons everywhere. They are in cages with chains. They are chained to it, and little slightest even movement gives a great echo. So dungeons always produce sounds of metal all the time. Even a prisoner moves, all the heavy chains that they are tied to move against the iron bars that they are tied to. So you can think of loud metallic noise echoing all around. It has the movement of the tail has been compared to that. And then finally, dragons attacking the pirate is compared to robin attacking a worm. Onomatopoeia, usage of the sound words to create a dramatic effect. That is onomatopoeia. Clatter, clank, jangling, these are sound effects, definitely. The attack by the dragon is expressed in a way to make an image in our mind. That is imagery. And clatter and clank, clap, clap, it's consonance. Same sound it is producing is not alliteration, it's consonance. Now let's move to the next one, 11th stanza. The pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired 2 bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. The pirate got so shocked by the dragon's reaction that he opened his mouth wide with shock. To gather some strength, he drank some alcohol from a container in his pocket. After gathering some courage, he fired 2 bullets on the dragon but missed it. Custard the dragon ate every bit of this fierce looking pirate. Devices used here are alliteration, gulped some grog, GG. Imagery, they have shown the reaction and actions made by the pirate on seeing the dragon. So an image can be created. Especially a children's poem, the use of imagery is a must for critical situations. They say for the dragons, imagine a dragon, imagine a pirate, and imagine the fight between them. So poet has very smartly used imagery in the right places, and no wonder this is a very popular poem among little children. 12th stanza. Belinda embraced him, Mustard legged him. No one mourned for the pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee did gyrate. Around the dragon they ate the pirate. When the pirate was dead, Belinda hugged the dragon and Mustard licked him. No one was sad for the death of the pirate. They all were happy. Both Ink and Blink were running around the dragon in happiness. So here the poet says that all the characters were happy and they were showing their gratitude towards the dragon as he had saved them. Devices are alliteration, glee, gyrate, G, assonance, use of the vowel O, no, one, mourned, for, the O sound, and then I sound, ink, blink, glee, deed, this is I sound, and the A sound, that, ate, pirate, A sound is prominent. These are all assonance. Now we move on to 13th stanza. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I would have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke ink and up spoke blink. We would have been 3 times as brave, we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everyone is braver than me. The explanation is, after they thanked and showed their love towards the dragon, they changed their mind. They were reminded of how they used to make fun of the coward dragon, and now they all were praising him. So at once the dog said that it was just because of some confusion that he wasn't able to do anything, otherwise he would have been twice as brave as Custard. Both Ink and Blink also said that they would also have been 3 times braver than Custard. To this, the dragon said that he fully agreed that all of them were more powerful and braver than him. Now we come to the 14th stanza. Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse, and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon, and her really truly little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of bears, and Ink and Blink chase Lion down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice safe cage. At last, the poet uses the same lines again to show that after this terrific episode, it was the dragon was the hero, where all the other characters still undermined him by saying that they were more powerful than him and could have handled the situation in a much better way. The poet says the life started again in the same manner. Belinda still lives in the little white house with Ink, Blink, Mustard, and Custard, and all of them are very brave, whereas the dragon is still a coward who always wants to stay in his safe cage. Well, this will be all. Children, thanks for watching. Till we meet again next week with a new video. You take proper care of yourself. Goodbye.